Hi everyone, let's talk about Oh My Goods. And this is one of those games where there is a lot of game, a lot to think about in a very small box. Just a deck of cards, quite a big deck of cards actually, but these multi-use cards make for a lot of interesting decisions. You all start off with kind of variations on the same thing, that char burner that needs different resources to start with. And through playing these cards as resources or buildings, you're going to build up points. And if you can get the right cards at the right time and the right goods come out in the market phase, because that's the push your luck element of the game. You see some cards come out. We draw until we see two suns on these cards in the market phase. And once we've seen some cards, then we decide where we're putting our workers, which buildings are going to produce. And you see the buildings need certain things to be able to produce at all. So based on assumptions, really, where are you going to place your workers? Are you going to gamble and hope that more things come out? Do you have the cards in your hand to be able to pay the resources you need? Or are you just blindly hoping more things will come out? And then after that, we build more buildings. Hopefully you can get a chain. Like I had the cattle ranch into the butcher, and you can make all sorts of huge chains, like the sawmill there makes these planks, and then the planks can be used in a better building and a better building, and you can end up with really, really valuable stuff. Things that, like your starting building, the charcoal, it's only worth 1 point each charcoal, 1 money, I should say. But as you saw, the butcher that I had was worth 7 money a time, and getting a big stack of that was really good for me. So the iron smelter can go straight into the tool maker. As long as you're activating these with assistants or workers, then you'll be able to use their production chains and really ramp up the production. Of starting out with just that charcoal burner, you can end up really with some really good stuff. And I noticed I've played this 4-player once, and the assistants, there were a lot more out, so obviously it was a lot easier to get. And they came out, everyone kind of stalled when we were playing that, and so there was chance to get assistants and kind of keep your buildings producing and keep those production chains going. As a 2-player game, so since I've actually been able to get it in the shops and we've played it quite a bit, it's a very, very tense race, and I imagine it will be at other player counts as well, but there are hardly any turns when things don't get built. If you miss out on building, then, and the other person has even managed to build something, that costs 4 and gives you 2 points, that can be a really big hold up to you, because the game stops when 8 buildings have been built. So if you miss out on a few turns of not building anything and the other person isn't, then it can be a really bad hold up for you. But if you can get the right things built and get these huge chains, then you can end up with a stack of cards that's worth a ton of money and a ton of points at the end of the game. There's so much variation just in this starting deck of cards that if anything else came out for it, it would be fantastic. But I think there's a lot to keep you thinking in here. There's a lot of chains that we haven't seen yet, a lot of cards that we haven't seen come out together. There are a ton of different strategies, a ton of different avenues to go down to try and get to victory in this game, and we've really enjoyed it, and that's Oh My Goods, and I think it's worth checking out. So, bye everyone.